Happy Aloha Friday. Pay It Forward Friday on Ask Cindy Connector Live. Hello, this is your host, Cindy Lee, over at Ask Cindy Connector Live. Make sure that you follow me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you subscribe to YouTube at Ask Cindy Connector Live, you're going to subscribe, comment, and share this very video. I'll gift you a 5-night hotel stay. If you just subscribe and comment on this very video, I'll gift you a 3-night hotel stay. So I cover the hotel and you cover the tax. So a little bit about Ask Cindy Connector Live. I actually started my Facebook page quite a few years ago where I would just share what people are doing online. And it's a way for me to connect you to my sphere of influence. In just 1 minute, you'll get a chance to meet my amazing friend, Mai Vu. I know her from San Francisco area, and it's just going to be an amazing show today. So really quickly, make sure that you go to nationaldaycalendar.com. It's so important to celebrate every single day. And today is National Empanada Day. To check out more national days, go to nationaldaycalendar.com. So my friend Mai Vu, make sure that you go to maivucoach.com to check out her website. We're talking about her Facebook page today and some amazing things about her coaching business. So welcome to the show, Mai.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh my God, thank you for being here. So we've known each other probably about 10 years, right?
Right?
And
And
Shannon.
and we've been trying to get on the same show for that long.
Yeah,
It's been great. Yeah.
so great to have you here. Oh my God. So tell my audience a little backstory about you and then we'll go into what you do.
Oh gosh, where do we begin? Can you give me like a little thing, a more closer direction? Like, do you want my history? Do you want my work history? My life history? Where do you want me to
What is
start?
your story? Yeah.
What is
What
my
did you do
story?
before you're doing now? This your
Yeah.
mission, your story.
Okay. Well, my current story is I'm a unicorn rider. I live a magical life and I show women how to do that. And the reason why this is so important to me, and I know the word unicorn I've thrown everywhere and it's kid like and all this stuff, but for me what it means is living life according to your own terms, doing the work
Mm-hmm.
that you want to do, having great relationship in your life, and that you are thriving and growing younger every day. I am 56 years old right now and I am
Me
younger
too.
and more, yeah, right, and I even say more beautiful than I was when I was in my 30 or 40s. So not just the physical being, but also the quality of life and the quality of work and relationship that I stand for, and I show women around the world to how to do that. So the more you have what you want, the more life seems like it's a unicorn ride, and you make magic instead of working hard. You don't struggle, but you invite beautiful things into your life, and you know how to create it. So anyway, that's my snippet short story. Not bad for an immigrant coming from Vietnam back in the 70s when I was 12 years old, and uh, we start out with nothing, and here I am. How dare I say I live a unicorn life, but I do.
Let's go into that story. So you moved here and when from your country?
Move seems like we pack up our stuff, we get
Mm-hmm.
in the van or the flight, and then we move over. We didn't move, we escaped out of Vietnam in the 70s. So what happened in Afghanistan that we saw last year, and what's happening with Ukraine right now, I lived through that. I was born right into that kind of mess, but it was
Oh
Vietnam
wow.
at that time. And when our side lost after great bombings and death and destruction, um, the other side win. The Russian side won. So the communist Russian backed uh, government came in and took over our country, and we um, we were the opponent. We were the other side. So they were annihilating us, and so we had to escape out of the south of Vietnam. So we were part of, oh my God, hundreds of thousands of immigrants that got on a boat and escaped out to anywhere other than in that hellhole at that time. Now it's been many years, many decades, and things have healed. My relationship to all of that has healed, and I love Vietnam as is. I honor the government as is. I honor the country as is, and I really have a new relationship to the current government and the current people and all that stuff. So I'm reintegrating, but 40 plus years ago, it was not a pretty sight.
And that's your message. You've come from that to where you're at today. That's really amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And what does it take? Because I had to face this questions every phase of my life. Because when you start out life in a brand new country as an immigrant with zero, no backing, no money, my parents didn't have anything to support them other than the kindness of the people from the church community that support us and the government
Wow.
of America. So with that, um, it was very easy to put our head down and work really hard and sacrifice everything so that we can build our new life. And over my adult years, I had to face the question, did I get on a boat and escape so that I can be doing this, so I can give up my life like this? Or did I do that so that I can reach for something much bigger, more in my life? How can I have the life that is worth living rather than the life that is worth existing? And is it really about making money, or is it more than that? And how can I make money and have fulfillment and contribute to life? So I went for the big questions, and I never let go of that.
Yeah, and it's so important for me. I existed almost all my life until my 40s. Then I started living. I got into the travel space. I got into the coaching space. I teach people how to have a podcast and how to get on social media. And yeah, so it's so important to
And
tell
you're
yourself
so
what you want.
fabulous at it.
Oh,
And you
thank
are
you.
fierce. The reason why we're still friends is because I honor you. You're such a
Thank
fierce
you.
woman, and you're fearless, and you go for what you want, and you're smart. It's
Oh, thank you.
amazing to watch you work, honey.
Our mess becomes our message. That's how we need to
Yeah.
live.
Our mess is us. It's the humanity in us. I love my mess.
And test is the testimony.
Yeah.
So let's talk about today's topic. So you're going to talk about how women lead, love, and live.
Yes, this is my secret formula, by the way. I have lived it myself. Like I said before, I had asked myself the question, what else is there to my life? Is this all there is to it? And I had broken out. I had broken out of corporate America to be on my own so that I can do work the way I want. I had broken out of my old marriage, even though it was a good enough marriage, but it wasn't quite right after 18 years in it. And I had broken out of even the best job on the planet Earth, but I outgrew it. So I had to just keep breaking out so I can become who I am. And as I was doing that, I was also helping other women finding their ways. And over the last 15 years, I was able to put it down into a book, into two books actually. My first book was called The Divorced Mom's Guide to Dating, and you can find that on Amazon. And that one addressed the pain of the being a married woman who's trying to do everything good and right, and yet she end up being abandoned in marriage, at best married but unhappy and dying inside. At worst, her husband goes and cheat on her. What the happened there? So I help married moms who are dating again to understand what happened to them and how not to recreate that. And that book was so popular that women was like, but Mary, we need you to put your concept down into a book that is for all of us, that we can understand how to undo ourselves. Because it's not, what if we're not divorced? What if we're not married? What if we're not mom? But your concept still works. So that's the birth of my second book, is called The Integrated Woman. The Integrated Woman, changing how women lead, love, and live. during the 2 years of COVID sitting still, I couldn't put on big event. I couldn't get together with my clients. I was sitting still. So I decided that that was the time for me to put my second book together. So it's just coming out right now. I'm really excited
Nice.
about it because it actually has the step-by-step of like what a woman need to know to explain what the happened to her. How did she get here? And then answering the question, is this all there is to it? And then what can she do to undo all of that so that she can have the unicorn and magical life that I am living and my clients have been living around the world? And we are proof that unicorn women do exist. So I'm very excited about the book.
Well, since I am Ask Cindy Connector, I'm actually going to connect you with my friend Kevin O'Connor. He's been on the show over the last year, I want to say 4 or 5 times. And it's kind of a sketchy topic, but I think it's really important. So we talk about, like we talked about narcissistic teens, we talked about narcissistic adults, dating a narcissist, having a father or mother who's a narcissist. So I actually started that series last year and I was kind of nervous about it, but I really do think a lot of people need to know about that. So he also helps with dating. So I think he would be a really good referral partner or power partner with you. So after the show
Super fun.
this weekend, I'm going to do a connection. So either on text or on Facebook or email, whatever works better for you. I'm going to do a formal introduction so you can meet him. He's out here in
Thank
Southern
you.
California. Yeah, Carlsbad.
See,
So.
that's the thing. Not only are you really amazing at what you do, but you're also super generous and very creative in how you link and connect people together and participating in building a much better world for all of us to be in.
Well, we have about 9 minutes left on the show. Let's go a little deep dive
Okay.
on how you could help my audience. So who's your ideal client?
My ideal clients are women who are my favorite are the one who are like threw up their hand and said, forget it, I'm done with this relationship, I'm done with this job, I'm done, I've tried everything and it's not working. Whether you're married or single or or dating again, if you are tired of what you've been doing, you try so hard and it's not working, I'm your gal. If you're still thinking that you have another trick up your sleeve or you're still young and cute and you can go by your looks or whatever, I'm not your gal because you're not desperate enough. I need to work with women who really are just so done with repeating the same old pattern, and they want something different, and they're so committed to going for that last shot. This is it. I'm your last resort coach.
And we have to ask ourselves, what is it that we want? Do we want to keep on repeating? I mean, I'm going to be vulnerable here. My parents had a very toxic relationship.
Yeah.
And I told myself in my early 20s, yeah, that's not where I want to end up. So
Yeah.
I stepped outside of that box and I became my own person because I mean, love my parents, but with toxic like that, I became a different person than what they are. So that's what we need to, whether it be growing up or a romantic relationship or a business relationship. Yeah, just be mindful because you need to tell yourself what you want and you need to go after it.
Well, and what I find is that I grew up with parents who fought with each other 29 days out of a 30-day month. We actually said this at my dad's eulogy. It's like the whole clan joke about it. This is their marriage, right? And it was so funny because my mom said that she had a dream that my dad came back after he passed, and she said, "Why are you here?" And she said, "You're dead." And he said, "I'm not dead, I'm alive." And even in death, they were fighting. And that's their marriage, right? And so it was very toxic. It was very painful for me. And I swore that I wouldn't repeat that. So what did I do? I went out and I became a really independent, strong woman. I became an engineer so that I can make my own money and all this stuff. I insist on become an equal contributor in our marriage with my my ex-husband. I had a baby, I raised my business, I did everything. And then I was exhausted. And then instead of my husband feeling appreciative of me, he felt left out, he felt unwanted, he felt like he's not good enough for me, and I felt unseen and unappreciated. That is the dilemma that I solve, because it is so unfair for a woman or a man to work so hard in a relationship and in their life and then ending up being pissed off, angry, unseen, unappreciated,
Mhm.
unloved. It doesn't have to be that way. And I finally figure out the formula, the key to solving that problem. I'm super proud of myself for that. I'm super excited for all my clients who have learned my concept and apply that in their life. So it's not enough that we become bold and brave and strong, but we also have to do some work so that we can integrate ourselves, so that we can surrender and allow love and support and money and success to come in.
Yeah, and it's important to look at our life. I mean, I'm, same age as you. I'm going to be 57 in July. And a few years ago, I actually started looking at my life and the relationships that were in my life. And
Yeah,
I removed a friend that I've known since I was 12 years old. And because it was very toxic, she didn't like
yeah,
the fact that I was an entrepreneur. She
yeah,
wanted me to be a 9 to 5er. And I
yeah,
mean, I love what I do. I help people travel, and I coach people on having a better business and being top of mind. And that I love what I do. And I just said, well,
yeah,
I'm going to do what I do. And then I had another person who was in the previous business with me, and she was telling me that she didn't like the name of my bucket list coach brand. And I said, you know what? It's my business, my rules. I'm a Leo, and I'm going to keep the name. And here I am all these years later. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm glad that I went, that I stood my ground and believed in what I believe. And that's what's so important. It's really important to watch who we surround ourselves with. So the 5 people that we surround ourselves, that's who we become. And start hanging around people who have more than what you have. They're more successful. They're more influenced. That is what you're going to become. And then you tell yourself that every single day. I have I am statements, and I tell myself of the success I am now. And then also I'll tell myself of some stuff that I want that I don't have yet, but I tell myself that I have it already. And it's training your subconscious mind. How do you feel about that?
um absolutely. Those are like the essential first steps in creating a brand new life for you. And
Mm-hmm.
where what I see in a lot of seekers, a lot of uh, people who read a lot, who are into personal development and everything, they do all of that, and for some reason they still don't have the love or the life or the success that they want. They're still working really hard and struggling. And so then I had to ask the question, why? And that's where the secret of the integrated woman comes in, is like, wait a minute, just because you repeat all those things, just because you tell yourself you should do this or that or think this or that, why is it still not working? There is something still not connected well inside our psyche to
Mm-hmm.
help us create, to have that ease, that joy, and that unicorn life that we all want really and deserve to have. So that's where my engineering mind has been able to break it down, sister, and then put the
Mm-hmm.
pieces back. Everybody tells you that you need to do self-love, but how? No one has been able to guide us to really do self-love for ourselves. Whenever a human being try to do self-love, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like should love. You should do this, you should do that, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, rather than really having the dialogue inside us that is nurturing, that is fun, that is encouraging, and completely accepting ourselves as is. So that's a lot of the work, is how do I show women to create the life that they really want, and having the relationship with themselves so that they don't go and destroy what they work so hard to create.
Exactly. So let's go through your page really quickly. Hot life,
Okay,
hot love.
on Facebook.
Yes.
Yes. So
So,
that is a picture of last month when I was in Hawaii, and I met this this guy, he's a friend of one of my clients over there, and he started telling me about his new love interest. And oh my goodness, he was just like, he poured his heart into this new person, and she enjoyed him and everything. And then she goes and says, I need to pull back a little bit. I need to take care of my children because I'm going through a divorce. And he was ready to like step back, let her have her space and all this stuff. And I said, well, you can do that if you want to become a doormat in this relationship, or I can show you a different way of being. And he just like, his jaw dropped, and I'm
Wow.
like, he said, what? But I gave him my analysis of what's happening in that relationship. He went home, he tried it out, and the next day, and he's like, man, I owe you. Let me take you out on a boat ride to thank you for what you said to me last night.
Yeah, we really have to get real with ourselves. It's like I have friends who are in one toxic relationship after the other. Boom, 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 boom. But they don't make the change. They don't realize. I mean, I hate to say it, but a lot of times it is us. And we need to get real with ourselves.
Yeah.
And step out of that negativity and find, whether it be a romantic relationship or business relationship or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's all about mindset and telling us ourselves what we want and just going for it. Yeah, I'm the type of person who will go for things. It's like, I'll figure it out later. I've been afraid of the water my whole life. My mom was very fearful. She had a situation in high school, and she actually tried to train my mind and my brother's mind. And I'm still afraid of the ocean, but I've been on 2 surf lessons. So, but
yay,
and then yet last year was the very first time I stood up, and it's just like, wow, that's overcoming a tremendous fear, being out in the ocean.
Yes, totally. Yeah, you are a bold and brave woman, honey.
Jules Tipton, do you see the message there?
Oh my gosh, Mary, your light shine. Oh, thank you so much. Hi, Jules.
Thank you.
Jules was supposed to be with me at my retreat right now, but she came down with a throat cold thing, and I'm like, oh, I can't jeopardize everybody, so you have to stay home, Poopy. I miss you, Jules. I wish you were here.
Well, yeah, I would love to meet her. And so now we're at the end of the show. And before I close out, I want to do shout outs. And first off, I haven't talked to them in a few years, but Mark and Shannon Granger. And I want to shout out to them, especially something that I really learned from the event I actually went to in Vacaville that Mark was doing. And I was like, this is so silly. Like, how could I laugh for 5 or 10 minutes? This is ridiculous. And then once you're laughing for 1 or 2 minutes, then you're laughing at everybody else's laugh. And then the whole thing just kind of snowball. So what I've learned from that is I have an audio where I laugh for like 30 to 60 minutes. And when someone's having a hard time, I'll just shoot them over that laugh text. They're like, oh my God, that's the coolest thing. So that's just wanted to do a shout out and thank the Grangers, for all they offer and the amazing courses that they have. And who do you want to do a shout out to?
Well, I want to do a shout out for Jules, actually. Jules is an amazing human being. First of all, she's super kind, gentle, and loving. And her knowledge of the oils are so amazing. I think you should have her on your show. Jules she teaches people how to use the oils so that they can have better health, better immune system. I have been following her and listening to what she says, and I'm an oil user before I met Jules, so I know a lot already, and I still learn so much from her. And I think you would really enjoy having her on your show and feel the kindness and her beauty emanate onto your audience, and very healing. In my work, I notice with women, the first thing and the most important thing that every woman needs is healing. We have taken being bold and brave all the time. We have taken a lot, and we think that we're fine. We think that we can keep going. We think that we have more to give, but we are depleted. We're hungry. We're tired. We're exhausted, and we're lonely inside. So I do the emotional healing. Jules does the oil and physical healing, and you do the business healing and showing them how to, you know, propel and connect and go forward. So we are all, you know, getting here, catching each other and supporting each other and helping each other to move forward. So Jules, come play with us. Really, you are a master at what you do, and I really would love to have you on my show. In fact, you and I had done a show before. I have to dig that out. And then and there's so much more to talk about with Jules. So check her out.
Well, thank you. I'm going to pop you in the green room and just hang tight for 1 minute while I close out, and we'll chat for a few. Thank you, Mai Vu. Well, there you go. Make sure that you connect with Mai Vu and May. I know you're listening, and so I'm going to connect you to Kevin O'Connor. He's absolutely amazing, based out of Carlsbad here in Southern California. And as always, think of 5 people every single day to send a gratitude. You could send a text, but make that phone call. And someone that's having a birthday, actually call them and sing happy birthday. It's so, so important to make a difference, blow people away. Even if you're not a good singer, just do it. It's going to blow them away. And we don't know what someone is dealing with. So this is Cindy over at Ask Cindy Connector Live. And next Wednesday, make sure that you tune into my travel show at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live. And Ask Cindy Connector Live is every afternoon on Friday. Today I'm having a special episode because I'm actually heading out to San Diego. Going to mark off another San Diego bucket list by watching the original Top Gun movie on the top deck of the USS Midway Museum. Shaka, have a great weekend. Compliment and show love.